So this is it. This is the big one.
This is the big one. So guys, this is Elite Gaming versus Reddit Omega. This is a must-win for Elite Gaming, or was a must-win anyway. WHF clutching the victory over One Hive Genesis. But coming in for our second 11v11, we have Adam of Time to Clash on the line here as well. Already setting that funnel. Giant coming in to distract that single target Inferno whilst he pushes the rest of them forward. Gets that wall open, targeting straight onto that single target Inferno.
Very strong start here. He's got everything inside. Gets to the CC. Poison. I love the double use on the Poison, hitting the CC and the Queen. And of course, with the Tome, he's just going to fly through these early buildings. Can he get the Eagle as part of this entry? And of course, the Sweepers. And he's lining. This is really good.
It is really good. Getting, like you said, getting that Queen and the CC down together is just beautiful. Still has the Queen ability here, and the Lava Loon coming in already, not going to protect that Queen too much, but just getting them extra defenses over the back could be very vital here as well, going for the 3.
Look how tight these defenses are. His spells are going to have maximum effect. He was so close with the Queen ability. He couldn't have left it a fraction of a second longer, but he got it, and now he's flying round. Does he have enough left in the air? I think he does. I'm confident here. I'm feeling good about this. His pathing is superb.
His pathing is superb. I couldn't agree more. I had my hand in my mouth there with that Queen. He just got that. That Expo has a slither of health as well. Had that have gone down, the Bloons would have even had better reign of this base. Lovely use of the heal spell, and still has that rage in the bag as well. Lots of red air bombs going off next to this wizard tower, though. Could have really done with saving that heal for the end. Skelly's getting to work, and unfortunately, that heal was used too early, I feel.
You're quite right. Those red mines in combination with the wizard tower. Oh, so close, and it was just a little bit later on that heal. It would have changed everything.
Yeah, that's what we were saying as well. Talking about pressure just before this, guys. What did he plan on having that heal at the back? I mean, there's a lot of minions here, but I don't think they're going to have enough to get through 3 Teslas and an Archer tower.
No, it's not going to happen. It's as close as can be. Now, it's good for percentage. I mean, you've got to pick the positives out there. But he'll know himself, obviously, anybody making these hits is a good enough player. They'll know immediately what went wrong. And obviously, just a little bit later on that heal would have changed everything. He gets 2 Teslas, but I think the Archer Tower's going to finish him off now.
Yeah, especially with that gold storage. There's just too many hit points there. And, wow, that heal. That would have changed everything. I feel we need to go back and review that because it was such a beautiful attack. So close. Is that going to be the end of this war for Elite Gaming? I mean, Reddit Omega now have 5 Town Hall 11 attacks to try and get the victory on this one. I'm just going to pop that on in the background whilst we kind of review that. So close. Easily could have gone the other way.
Yeah, definitely. I feel for him a little bit there because that entry was superb. I mean, he murdered through the middle of that base, created some fantastic pathing, and yeah, just that heal. And I mean, did they know where those red bombs were? That's the question. If they were on a scout, then it's a mistake. If they didn't know they were there, then you've just got to give credit to Bentuzo for the defense, smart stuff there. Probably worked out that if a raid like this happened, that is where the Loons would finish up. And could he get the kill? That's exactly what he did.
Exactly, we saw that 11v11 defense on Elite Gaming side of things. DJ with that amazing combination of the giant bomb and the wizard tower, and it just shows just what we were discussing before. Even though these guys are at the top level in terms of attacking, base design is up there as well, and really going to put them to the test.
Yeah, I think we saw that last season. I mean, the 2 best clans on defense were the 2 that made it to the final, One Hive and Fate Wiggum. And obviously, Fate Wiggum, even in the final, everybody, gloated about how fantastic their offense was to get to the final, and obviously in the final. But it's their defense that set them apart. There were quite a few clans that could hit big scores, but not many that could defend at the level that Fate Wiggum did. And it got them the championship. Dark Looters as well, very good defensive clan. One Hive, very good defense, and that's, it is what matters.
Absolutely. I think, you can be blindsided to that as well, can't you? But I think it's just having that appreciation on these wars. I'm just watching it back here as the Bloons come through. There was quite a few of them on low health, but I think he probably could have held just that little bit longer because they're it is so close. They are just outside of that heal spell. I mean, had it even been just a fraction further forward, I think he would have still got it. They were literally just outside.
I think Bentuzo played for this though, just looking at that back end. Air Skellies, double red mine, Teslas to spread out as well, so he couldn't drop that loon in to distract the wizard tower even, let alone anything else. I think that you've got to give credit to Bentuzo on this one. He got the job done there. Reddit Omega now on the advantage.
There we are. Very, very impressive stuff. I mean, you know, like we said, base design-wise, absolutely brilliant. So we have 2 attacks left for Elite Gaming, 78 out of 80, and they do have 2 Town Hall 10s that we basically need to dip and take out. Andrew J with the donation. Thank you so much. Get some donation hype in there, my friends. Gonna pop you on here so that your name is on stream as well.
So you will gain from the 2 dips 12%, which isn't much in real terms here. So yeah, percent game. I mean, you've got to hope for 5 defenses now. How's Elite Gaming's base building? You're in the chats with them. How do they feel? What's their base building like?
Well, you know, obviously we've put everything we can into this week. I mean, not that they don't do that every week, because any clan in the CWL plans and plans for each and every matchup. But knowing, you know, straight away last week, you know, when we lost out, it was like, okay, we have the chance to get into playoff stills. We just need to win this war. We need to make sure we get it. So I think 110% focus was there this week. But we do have another Town Hall 11 coming in. This is Reddit Omega this time. Obviously, like we said, they need to fail these ones for Elite Gaming to have a chance of winning this.
Yeah, indeed. And especially because this is a different base to the one they hit a minute ago. So they are just sort of, I feel at this stage, feeling them out a little bit. Of course, they feel they can triple. But obviously, maybe this one, maybe the next one against different bases, then I think they'll focus in and they'll try and improve a plan and turn it to a triple if they haven't hit one by that point already.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we were saying earlier in terms of I think they will, or they've got the ability anyway, enough attacks in order to do that. But anyway, coming right into this channel here, able to take out the CC quite effectively from doing that. And the ballers do get decent value, just not quite going to be able to get that Eagle Artillery down. Queen still has the ability though, so she might get fortunate, turn around and get that. But getting that single target Inferno locked onto, I'm not sure that it is going to happen.
Yeah, it was a little bit unlucky. The tone was superb, clear, covering everything, but obviously then the balls just started back out and slowed him down. That being said, the Queen was able to clear that centre compartment. I think he'll still be very happy with that, even if, you know, those bowlers would have added to it just that little bit.
Absolutely, yeah. I wasn't sure whether he was going to get that Eagle Artillery, but it does indeed go down. Balloons circling the base here quite nicely, but he does have that single target Inferno and the Wizard Tower. Quite a few balloons already hitting the ground there, but still obviously a mass of them left up. Do we have a trick up our sleeve?
Timing on this back end loon is going to be everything. Puts it in for the Wizard Tower right now. The Archer Tower locks on. It does trigger the red mine though. He got what he wanted there.
Yeah.
Gets the Wizard Tower. That Archer Tower though. That Archer Tower's doing the business. Oh, never.
It goes down. That is exactly, it's pretty much the same as the 10v10 we saw earlier on, and that is indeed going to be a triple. I mean, you guys can get the 3 stars in the chat. Again, you've got to give any of the clans that battle here in the CWL, you've got to give them the credit. They've gone out and got that one done for Reddit Omega, so wow, I mean, they need to basically...
was everything, it really was. To take that red mine, if that red mine would have gone off, it was a defense. But that back-end loom perfectly timed, distracted as much as possible, and picked up the red mine as well. It's 1-1.
1-1 at 11v11, so there you go. And basically it means that Elite Gaming, now we dip in order to take the other 2. And, well, we need Reddit Omega not to increase any percent on any of the other bases, which is just ludicrous, really, isn't it? It's you know,
yeah, they're about 30 maybe 40% away from the win, and obviously quite a few of these are at 60, so even just a couple of 2-star 80s would be enough for them. Obviously a triple, and it's good night.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll just have to see how it pans out. Either way, we're going to get to see, like we were saying before, some 11v11 action, and it's going to be an exciting time that you guys will be able to enjoy. Let's quickly flip back across. Only a few attacks left, but let's flip back across to the league itself then. What did you make of some of these matches? I didn't quite catch your pick'ems this week. Mariana Trench obviously losing out. They had a chance in terms of getting to the playoffs. I think it was a long shot for them, especially being up against North Watchers. So not surprising for me that they didn't quite get the victory against them.
Yeah, I mean, the score was generous. Mariana Trench,
we then move on to Spartan's Legacy and 2Hive. Obviously, again, 2Hive not really been doing too well. Again, you got to give them credit in terms of keeping the battle going. But Spartan's Legacy have just been amazing all season, so naturally getting the victory over 2Hive for that one, ending their season strong, moving off into the playoff positions. A massive war for WHF versus 1Hive Genesis. Personally, I had Genesis on this all week long. I thought WHF have been, struggling the last few wars. 1Hive Genesis have been on such a high. I mean, Discord's lagging a bit, working around it. Okay. 1Hive Genesis have been on such a high. They've just been going from strength to strength. I didn't foresee WHF taking down Genesis, to be honest. Getting it done though, does indeed move on. I was basically just seeing whether Adam was back on the chat there. Discord giving us a few issues. WHF getting the victory on that one. Bye Forever taking the victory, doing what they needed to do. Again, Elite Gaming and Bye Forever basically needed to get the victory to have any chance at getting into the playoffs. WHF though, taking that victory means that they will advance forward along with Dark Looters Z. Bye Forever, you've got to feel sorry for them. Getting the victory, doing what they needed to do. Not quite enough though, that's how the cookie crumbles. Forbidden and War Whales, War of the Week for the CWL invite. Didn't really make too much of a difference though, to be honest. Obviously two top clans battling it out, but it didn't really matter in the league in the grand scheme of things. These clans basically were going through into that automatic position. Didn't really change anything, to be honest. Kansha also had a shot at coming through, however, Warzone certainly stopped them in their tracks. Putting up a good fight though, getting the 11v11 triple in, you've got to say, is pretty good for them. Ending the season on a little bit of a high anyway, and then we have Reddit Omega versus Elite Gaming. Again, it was a must-win war for Elite Gaming. Certainly going to be a struggle here. We got that 11v11, failed on that other one. Reddit Omega gets their first one in the bag. Looking at the league there, you can see Reddit Omega in 8th position, going to be finishing off quite strong here. I don't think it means they get straight through to the automatic rounds though. I think they still have to basically battle in that first round. So you have the first 6 clans that go through in order to go directly through. Then the 4 from there, 7 through 10, have to battle each other in order to move forward. Are we back at him?
Yeah, it's basically when you open War Match is surprisingly intensive and it slows your stream down, which then lags Discord. So that's why I disappear when you're on War Match.
Oh, okay.
I only found that out the other day. I was trying to work out, I don't know if you've noticed, when I stream, sometimes my microphone goes a bit crackly and it's War Match.
It was doing it today actually, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because basically when you have all the different matches like that, it's constantly, even though you might not have the page up, because it was lagging my PC, it has all of them web pages in the background, constantly refreshing them, even though they're not placed on screen. So it does put a lot. So if there's any time where I don't need to have wars, for instance last week when there was only 5 clans, I just deleted the other ones off OBS, so it didn't lag my PC as much.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I agree with a lot of your comments though, and it's certainly about War of the Week. As awesome as Forbidden versus War Whales was, I wanted to see these wars that are deciding playoff places, because that war changes nothing. I mean, it doesn't matter what happened. Okay, War Whales could have gone up into the top 6, which I guess is an achievement, but still, I mean, it's more important to see who's in the playoffs. That's what I wanted to see, so obviously Elite Gaming, Reddit, Omega, as well as the other wars, just they're the ones that we should have shown more of them. We should have got more of them onto Twitch for this weekend.
Yeah, I think, like you say, if you get down towards the end of a football season, the relegation battle is just as important as the ones going for the championship. You know, it's the hype around it. It's the what's going to happen sort of thing. Mid-table just doesn't come into it. It's not an interesting match for me.
Yeah, and particularly like, for example, this season, once City had already won, I was more interested in who was fighting for fourth than I was who was fighting for first, because first was done. So show us who's fighting for fourth. That's where the exciting part of it was.
Exactly. Just catching up on a few of the chat here. Hope you win the next Clash of Clans competition. Thank you so much, Rick. Obviously, Elite Gaming have had quite success in Adam's tournament, the Clash Cup, so hopefully we'll spring back into action in one of them. Kind of suits us down to the ground, that format.
I'm really hoping Elite Gaming don't finish 11th in the table. And the reason is this, because you've been on the bubble. You were, in Season 2, you were 1 place off the playoffs. Season 3, 1 place off the playoffs. Not in Season 4 as well. That's just cruel.
It just comes down to a knife edge, though, doesn't it? I mean, we started the season, for me, very, very impressive. Someone asking for the 11v11 of Reddit Omega, so I'll play that in the background whilst we're waiting. Again, it just shows, though, Elite Gaming, we got off to quite a decent start. Fair enough, we lost out to DLZ, which was an amazing war in itself. I thought we had that one right at the end. Reddit Omega losing their first few matches, but, you know, we always knew the strength of their clan and that they could turn it around, and credit to them, they've picked themselves up and done that.
I'm going to be honest, I backed Elite Gaming at the start of the season to make the playoffs, and even right up until today, I thought they were going to. I think this is the strongest Elite Gaming team that's been in Invite, but at the same time, I think you mentioned it earlier on the stream, the standard of the clans is so good. I mean, up until today, WHF, Elite Gaming, DLZ, Mariana Trench, all of them could not have made the playoffs, like by forever as well in that mix. It's definitely the most competitive Invite. Yeah, it really is. I mean, and look at the clans that are in there. I mean, War Whales are not going to make it to the playoffs. They're in the wildcard round. Reddit Omega are in the wildcard round. So are WHF and DLZ. Those wildcard round, that's as good as any clans in the league already. It's crazy.
It is crazy, and I got to be honest. When I looked at the league there, I thought War Whales were still in the top 6 until I looked at the league and hadn't realised that they dropped a few places, because they were on fire early on in the season. They were really, you know, just going from strength to strength.
I think in past seasons there's been a group of clans at the top of the league, and it's less than half of the clans. So obviously they picked up the wins, the rest of the clans didn't. Whereas this season, the good clans make up more than half of the league, so somebody has to lose. So like, for example, War Whales, I mean, they've had some brilliant wars. They've been as good as anybody else. And then, like, obviously, they lost on percentage to Warzone. They also took a narrow loss to Spartan's Legacy, I think it was, early in the season. And all of a sudden, they're not even in the top 6 anymore. It's crazy.
It is. It's crazy. But that's the beauty of the league, I think. Invite has been, like you said, it's been so engaging, so close this season. And I've never been as involved with the CWL as I have this season, because right when I started covering it this season for Elite Gaming, the war was so intense, so close. And like you said, it's been like that right the way through. There's never been a week where there hasn't been multiple amazing matchups for me.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And it's when I'm doing the recaps as well, because obviously I did some in Season 3. I enjoyed them in Season 3, but definitely enjoyed them more in Season 4, because there was so much more to talk about. Even, like, obviously North Remembers getting that, at the time, very much a surprise win over WHF, Reddit Omega taking the loss a couple of weeks ago to Buy Forever. I mean, there's been all kinds of sort of ups and downs that have really, I don't know, you just can't predict anything. And then obviously the big wars when they've happened, like the Warzone, War Whales war. North Watchers have played pretty much every top playoff clan. They've done some crazy wars. Forbidden versus SL, no matter how much the technicality nonsense changed it, sort of thing, the war itself was awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Welcome, Wicked on stream. Welcome to. I appreciate. I'm kind of falling behind the chat a little bit, but we are doing things a little bit different today, and I think it's quite nice to bring a bit of variety with things, and a bit of a celebration for the last. What is actually now going to be the last war of this season for Elite Gaming, unfortunately. So maybe I'll be fortunate enough to jump in with some other clans in order to stream that, but who knows.
Well, if I am involved in anything, I will definitely reach out to you. Obviously, I'm not actually playing in an invite clan anymore, so I don't exactly know what I'll be doing, but I'm sure we'll be involved with something. Yeah,
I'm sure we will do. I'm sure we'll have the opportunity to. We normally, like you said, the more media we can get for the league, the more media we can get for things, the better. Yeah, I'm just backing out of that and moving across. So it is Aaron again coming in here. See if he can get the 11v11. So we have a queen coming in from the right hand side. Baby Dragon trying to set up that funnel. Let's just see. No wall breakers on this one. So he's obviously just going to pick off some of the defenses on the perimeter here before he comes in with that bowler and witch combination.
It's going to be interesting here. Is the queen meant to go in with the kill squad, or is she going to work down the side and then send the main force through? Can never quite tell at this early stage. Let's find out.
Yeah, exactly, but there are a lot of, looks like she is going to come in with them, but there is quite a lot of point defense on the outside of the base here, so it would be quite viable in order to send her, other than that single target Inferno that could potentially lock onto her.
Yeah, interesting start here, because there is that early single target, but he's not worried about it. I presume he's planning an early tome here to save one of the Peckers. Man, that Inferno just dropped in a flash. Just disappeared.
Yeah, didn't need that tome ability, buddy. Straight through with the bowlers. That was brilliant stuff. Uses the tome over the Eagle Artillery. Then that second jump, able to access the single target Inferno at the bottom.
Yeah, he's gone straight through the middle here, looking very good. However, that single target does just take down his king. Still has a Pecker in there though as well, obviously acting almost like a king. So that queen's having such an easy ride here. Looking pretty good.
It is looking pretty good, and the Pecker that was over the other side of the base did so much work to protect the bowlers and witches. Obviously they're starting to go down now, but the Pecker that was over there tanked long enough that they got a lot of that point defense down. And with that queen ability, unless she gets stuck on a wall here, I'd be surprised if he doesn't get this down.
Look at the timing of that. Those witches arrived just in time to throw skellies in front of that queen. I'm not saying it's lucky, it was a good attack, but sometimes things just go your way. Oh, yeah. Crushes it. Well done, Aaron.
Crushes it. Yeah, you got to say, again, giving them credit, that is going to be the end of it for Elite Gaming, basically. We cannot do it at this stage. Cannot get the win. So that then gives it to Reddit Omega. Congratulations to them. Obviously, you guys will get to see plenty of action towards the end here, but you've got to give it to Reddit Omega. Like we were talking about pressure before, man, stepping up and getting them 11v11s like that. Brilliant stuff.
And this was the crazy thing at the start of the season. They were struggling on their dip game, and they weren't really sort of connecting with any 11v11s. And then obviously their revival, it's been up and down the clan. They're getting it done much better at 9s, much better at 10s. They're getting it done absolutely everywhere. And Reddit Omega, any 10 of these clans, I still believe that none of them can be written off. And Reddit Omega reminding us here why we cannot write them off.
Absolutely. Nick, one of my moderators over on YouTube, welcome to the stream. Obviously, great to see all the hype there as well from many of your fans in the Twitch comments as well. You will definitely have to show me how you get the all the emotes and everything working. Haven't quite gotten around to doing that on Twitch as of yet.
In what sense?
In terms of like putting custom ones up and things.
You have to be a partner. If you're not a partner, I mean, you can put custom ones on, but they take about 2 weeks each, so you can't change them each war.
Yeah, not that I'd ever grow, because I basically just stream onto Twitch when I'm doing the CWL wars. I think it's for the viewers, it's just a better experience to be able to jump in and out of different wars and things, and kind of, it's just nice to have all of the wars over there that you can easily jump in and out of. But I know you're not allowed to stream on both Twitch and YouTube or something like that. I don't know the whole rules of ins and outs of it.
That's pretty much it. It's they don't allow you to stream to multiple platforms. It's that simple.
Oh well. Nick, with the donation. Thank you so much. Get some donation hype in there for Nick. Awesome stuff. Thank you so much, Nick. We'll go ahead and add you onto there as well.
I mean, you got involved with Elite Gaming sort of pretty much at the start of this season. I presume that relationship is planning to carry on?
Yeah, I mean, I've been in Elite Nation for 2 years now, so I'm over at Red Elite. And I've been covering Elite Nation's, Elite Gaming's wars in the CWL for the past 2 seasons. But I basically didn't have the kit in order to live stream up until this season. I used a MacBook which just basically wasn't fast enough, and my internet wasn't fast enough at the apartment I used to live at either, so it just, live streams just weren't a thing for me. So now obviously I've got the ability to do it, but I've been involved with Elite Gaming for some time, and obviously I'm a member of Elite Nation. I have been for 2 years, so
I only know Red Elite as Jemmy's clan. That's all I know them as, Jemmy's clan.
Well, yeah. I mean, she's not our leader anymore. She's kind of in a few different clans, but she's still one of our core leaders.
Yeah, she does a great job. But yeah, I guess my question was more, are you intending to carry on streaming with Elite Gaming? I mean, do you like the streaming? Are you enjoying that side of the media?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think it's you know, especially, I mean, this was not a great example because, like you can see, obviously 11 minutes and the war's kind of decided, but we've had multiple times this season where it's gone down to literally that last attack, and you can't get that in a video. Is, you know, I've obviously been on YouTube for years. You cannot get that in a video, you know, having that suspense with the viewers and things. It is just a whole different experience, which is great to be involved with.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously Town Hall 12 coming soon as well. This season, the CWL has been the most different from the other three. The other three have looked very similar in terms of the way the game is played. This season's been very different with the Town Hall 11s. And I mean, whenever Town Hall 12 hits, whether it'll be Season 5 or Season 6, it's going to be a big change again. I mean, what are your thoughts about that?
I hope it does come. Let's just put it that way. I know Darian hasn't like 100% confirmed it or anything, but I think it's what the game needs. I don't think this new Town Hall content, I think he's just saying that to manage the hype. I hope it's not an extension of Town Hall 11 and that it is Town Hall 12, because, you know, it is what the game needs, and I think it'll be great. I think it'll be, I don't know. I think it'll be strange. Many of the war community will want to stay Town Hall 11. I don't know how clans will manage it. Many others might want to just jump straight into Town Hall 12 and, you know, kind of experience all of the new things. I know when I was Town Hall 10 for a number of years, I did get sick of Town Hall 10. I've been there, max Town Hall 10 for 2 years or so I had to move up to 11 because I was just bored of it. You know, the attacks were... You can only do so much before you need to find new content. So I wonder how many people will want to go to Town Hall 12 and how the clans will manage it. So I think it's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be a big period of transition and change, whatever happens. But yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you, as soon as Town Hall 12 comes, I'm going to press the button. I'll commit to it now. I want to see.
You know, 100% with you on that one. Obviously, like you say, though, I don't compete in leagues and things like that. If it were just a decision on my clan, you know, and I did compete with them and the clan didn't need me to move up or something, then I think that would be completely different. But, you know, I will just, much like yourself, go straight forward.
Yeah, it's one of the good points about being a terrible player. Nobody cares what Town Hall you are. It's not going to make a difference, is it?
Yeah, no, I don't know. I wouldn't have the time. Even if I was a better player, I wouldn't have the time that these guys put in. And that's why I'm saying you have to respect any of them that, you know, irrespective of what clan they're in, you've got to give these guys credit. And you were saying as well before, you know, 2Hive that have been out of the playoffs for a number of weeks, have kept on going, and the amount of time and commitment that they have to put in each week in order to give what they've got is, you know, you've got to give them credit for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Not just them, but North members as well, who were also out of the playoffs, even though they finished a little bit stronger. You know, they've been out of the playoffs for just the same amount of time, and those two clans especially, I mean, they deserve everybody's respect. It's clans like those that keep the leagues going. A lot of the times at the very top, the top clans do sort of rise and fall a little bit. But those clans that stick it out, even when they've taken 3, 4, 5 losses in a row and still come back on that 6th war, I mean, we know for a fact that a lot of these top clans, these playoff clans, if they lose 3 in a row, the clan folds. It's that magic number, that 3rd loss in a row, really tests how strong your clan is. And we know that quite a few of these clans would not survive it. Whereas those guys down there coming back each week, they deserve so much credit.
Yeah, absolutely. So just out of interest, with only a few minutes left, well, 8 minutes left, looks like we have a live attack. But what I was going to ask is, if you're in Elite Gaming shoes here, would you just have a bit of fun and go to 11v11, or would you finish it off getting them dips and, getting the max amount of stars?
I'll say this in the least controversial way possible, but there has been a ban wave each season. Now, okay, with the nature of the game at the minute, I doubt there's going to be one this season, but there is still some logic to trying to finish as strong as possible, because you never quite know what's going to happen. And obviously, if Elite Gaming can be in 11th, it's unlikely, but you never know.
Yeah, no, that's a great point, actually, which I hadn't thought of. But anyway, coming in with this one, going for that 3rd Town Hall 11 triple. Nice entry here with the bowlers. Got that jump spell in as well, so that once the CC goes down, they can go forward, but they're all just about to go down. The Queen decides to step around and go around the other side, which I'm sure he wasn't expecting to happen here.
No, definitely not. She was locked on those outside buildings anyway, which was slowing down his entry, and then she just says, I've had enough, I'm going out, and unless he gets exceptionally lucky here, he's in big trouble, because he can't kill that Queen on the inside. Like I said, he's not even got the tome, so he can't even tome over the top of her. His only hope is if that Queen decides to go and stand on that sweeper or that archer tower and let some loons drop on her, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, she was being just as crazy, the defensive Queen, before. She was running out the other way of the ground ward and not trying to engage, but obviously now she's very much stepping it up, taking these balloons out. And like you said, it's just damage was already done in terms of the kill squad for this one. Not quite going to happen for Nico.
And you can see there, it's hard to see, but if you zoom in, you can see she is smiling here. She's just picking off loons one by one. She's enjoying herself. That's what she's doing. She's enjoying herself.
Absolutely. Kind of stepped back there, made sure not to engage the Grand Warden, but stepped up and did what she needed to do. So not quite getting it done there, but they still do have another couple of shots here. Let's just see, get them defenses in the chat, as Adam has already done.
So who've we got? That one was Nico. Oh,
we have another live coming straight in. And wow, there you go. Elite Gaming coming in, 11v11.
Yeah, obviously wanting to finish with a bang. Again, I can't say I blame them, because it potentially is the bigger finish here. If they do hit the 11v11s, their percentages will be much, much higher. So there is a small amount of logic to it. Plus, it's 11v11. Why would you not go for it? You know the war's already lost. You do make a good point there, and Beyonce going in with that Queen charge at 4 o'clock.
Yes, and we had a... oh, no. That certainly was not what was planned. I was just about to say, we had I think it was actually against Punishers. We had a friendly war at Red Elite, and Beyonce came over...
11v11 if you want to see it.
Is there? Thank you. Yes, we'll jump across and have a watch of that. Beyonce came over and actually got a 6-pack for us in that war. So I was going to say, certainly not one that has not got his fair share of triples at Town Hall 11.
Yeah.
Comes in with the kill squad on this one.
Is it the real Beyonce? I'm guessing it's probably not. It's a shame. It would be a better story if it was.
Certainly would be. Gets in nice and deep with this kill squad to get that CC from the opposite side of the base. Interesting start here.
Yeah, and just one hound in the CC, no hounds of his own here. So obviously, needs to get quite far through with just that one tank.
Yeah, exactly. And I was wondering which side he was going to come from, actually, but is going to hit the... it's a guy, said Lisa.
Heartbreak.
There you go, yeah, heartbreak. Yeah, it comes in directly towards the air defense, so that if the hound did happen to get through them for whatever reason, it would still be in front of the loons, but obviously goes down. Loons are taking a lot of damage here as well, but does have that heal spell.
I have a feeling he was hoping the kill squad would just about get the eagle and that middle air defense, and obviously without them it changes the path in, and you can see here it's fizzling out quickly. Nice defense by Grand Poobah.
Yeah, exactly. You could, like you said, the pattern would have been completely different. It could have merged the spells around the, used them a lot wiser around the outside anyway. And you can see what he was thinking there, just didn't quite come off for him.
Yeah, no, indeed. I always wonder as well at the end of the war. I think sometimes the lack of pressure makes it easier to get triples, but equally, without that need for it, I don't know. There's not quite that same intensity there. It's like, oh, well, it didn't go in. It's okay.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. And sometimes that can, we've talked about it a couple of times, haven't we? The pressure and things. Once that pressure's gone, who knows? Like, makes it that little bit easier to step up and do what needs to be done.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And like I said, I'm still getting over this season. I mean, the fact that Elite Gaming, Mariana Trench and Buy Forever are going to finish 11th, 12th and 13th, roughly, depending on how it works out. It's just too crazy. Too crazy.
It is. It's crazy. But we have Zeus coming in with another 11v11 attempt. Let's see how this one goes. Coming in with a Lava Loon. Not as big of a kill squad. Getting that funnel created. Yeah, this one obviously he's done the scout report because he's got those loons for those Teslas to get him started. So very strong start here, and that Queen's going to be able to go down the line now, possibly get into that second Wizard Tower that bit further down. Depends how quickly she can outrange the Inferno. Yeah, I was just about to say, he's going to unfortunately have to press that ability to get out of the way of the Inferno, and there you go, she's out of the way of that. Continuing to take out the side here, and then it's all about that Lava Loon portion, but obviously all of the spells ready to just pounce and help them through. And by trimming that side there, sort of from 9 right down to 7 o'clock, it does narrow what's going to happen. The loons will start very wide, but they will kind of box up and go together towards that eagle and towards that third air defense higher up. And obviously that will keep it narrower and make those spells even more efficient. Exactly, especially with the heal spell there as well. But look at the placement of that skeleton spell into the compartment next to the enemy queen. Not going to quite work out as planned because of the witches in the CC. Able to take that out, but hopefully the lava pups can get that queen down. Not quite happening here though. Yeah, he used the tome very early, and obviously if he'd have saved that a little bit, he could have used that to make up for the problem with the queen there. He has got past her, but I do think he's lost a little bit too much here. The wizard towers especially will start to really kick in some damage once that heal fades. With the skellies as well, I don't think he's going to have enough power to get round here. Yeah, there's just a lot of point defense, isn't there? If he could quite... I mean, he's got plenty of minions as well, but the queen just continuing to pick them off as well. So even if they could have surrounded the defences, I think there's just too much really for him to get through. So unlucky, nice try. Just basically that queen and the skeleton spell just didn't quite go to plan for him. No, not at all. And again, I mean, if the war was on the line, I don't know. You never quite know what would happen. But yeah, it's a tough one there. And yeah, you're right completely. Once that skelly spell had gone, I don't think he could have turned it around. Yeah, we'll jump back out because I think... There we go. I'm pretty sure, like I said, Reddit Omega had another 11v11, which they must have literally just started. So here we are. This is the final one of the war, guys. Reddit Omega obviously getting it done here, getting the victory. Let's see if they can round it off with another 11v11 triple. I hope not. I want to see this war finish as close as possible. I know that obviously going for those 11v11s has lowered the stars a little bit, but I sometimes think that when people look at the finishing score and see a 5-star war, they think, wow, it was a smashing. This was anything but. It was very close, especially early on. But even when Reddit Omega got their lead, that 11v11 from Elite Gaming kept it close and kept the pressure on. Yeah, absolutely, and we kind of seen that swing earlier on in the war as well, where Elite Gaming were up on 10v10s, and then it kind of went to Reddit Omega, and Elite Gaming took the lead again, and then Reddit Omega, obviously towards the end, just got quite a few more. But let's see, obviously coming in with the Queen from this one, it is another Boar Witch attack, which we have seen getting the 3-star here at Town Hall 11 earlier on in this war as well. Certainly an interesting start, bringing the Queen right into the base like that, a bit exposed.
Yeah, I have a feeling he was hoping the Queen would carry on round and then meet up with that first jump. I don't think he anticipated her breaking through this wall here, and obviously she doesn't really have anything to get through the King. I didn't know if he'd try that rage on her to keep her alive, but obviously the healers will now go and meet up with the kill squad, but I think losing the Queen that early will probably mean he can't get this done now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's still, there's still plenty of bowlers alive, but like you said, he's got no spells left now. They are going to start to get picked off here as they can't quite get through the compartments and have to start walking around.
Obviously, with those healers all being on low health as well, combination of Skellies and Expos finishes them off. And it's amazing how quickly, once you run out of spells, it's amazing how quickly, even a lot of troops, they just don't last long anymore. Those spells are such a big factor.
Yeah, I mean, it just takes that one wizard tower, doesn't it? Which, fortunately he's got through the one at the bottom there, but one wizard tower is all it needs for the bowlers on the outside here, and you will see right up next to them point defence, there is a one up there. So even if he managed to get right the way around, that wizard tower would probably go ahead and finish them all off, I would think.
Yeah, and that single target Inferno, he's just got no answer for it. I mean, it's only melting relatively cheap troops, but still, it's taking its toll, and like I said, the crowd gets thinned quite quickly from now onwards.
There you go, giant bombs on the outside as well, doing a bit of work to the Peckers. I mean, they're still in pretty good nick, that Pecker there, but it's not going to be able to clutch the end of this raid. Not going to matter for Reddit Omega, they are going to get the victory. Just going to let that Pecker do what it does towards the end of the raid though, and finish out the war with a victory for Reddit Omega.
I'm gutted. I mean, obviously for my predictions mainly, but yeah, I thought this was Elite Gaming season. I watched their pre-season wars; they were very good, and even the first couple of wars. I know they sort of went, I think it was 1 and 2 at one point, but I still felt that on their losses they were always competitive and always close. And I just thought that Elite Gaming were going to make the playoffs. And then obviously once you're there, who knows what can happen?
Yeah, like you said, coming into the season as well, I felt like we were in a really strong position, with the Clash Cup and things as well. We'd really been getting a bit of momentum together. And like you said, the first couple of weeks were absolutely great for us. Got off to a really good start. And like you said, it was just them previous seasons as well where we just missed out. It was, could this be the season for us? But unfortunately, guys, it was a must-win war. We didn't win it. WHF did get the win, and Bye Forever also getting the win as well. So even with that ban wave, if there was one, we would still need a bit of a miracle, I feel.
I'm not sure, because obviously the standings on War Match are based on
So
stars.
that is going to be the end of that. I do believe that we have put the war stats up, so that's knocked Adam off the stream, and I've only just realised that. Sounds like he's back, because I can hear myself echoing. But that's going to wrap it up for this one, guys. I hope you have enjoyed it. Thank you so much, Adam, for joining me again. It's been a pleasure.
Oh, thank you for having me. I always enjoy working with you. And obviously gutted. I felt it earlier on. I thought that we were going to be cheering an Elite Gaming playoff push here. But it didn't work out that way.
Yeah, I mean, all we can do is come together. This isn't the end of Elite Gaming. They'll come back, we'll adapt, and come back next season stronger than ever. I will, would be my prediction on things. And, yeah, maybe we can, for the next season, make it into that playoff finally.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, thank you again for having me, and obviously shout out to Elite Gaming for letting me stream a little bit earlier on as well. Really enjoyed it. And yeah, best of luck. I don't know if there is a not in playoffs or anything like that. I don't know if there's some more wars to come. But like I said, I'll be in touch with you if I hear anything, or I'll let you know, and we'll see what we can set up.
Yeah, definitely. I'd love to still get involved with the CWL from this point forward. I certainly, even though I stream for Elite Gaming, I'd certainly like to continue being involved with the season, because it has been so much fun, and hopefully I can, like you said, sneak into a clan with you sometimes. But guys, over on YouTube, Adam's channel is linked in the description of this video. Make sure to go and check him out. Brilliant YouTuber. Obviously, he's been here for the last hour. Has all of these CWL matchups, even covers all of the other leagues as well. Honestly, I don't know where you find the time to do it, Nate, but make sure to go and check him out. Great YouTuber, good friend. Thank you so much for joining us. That's going to wrap it up for this one though, guys. Until next time, peace out.